I ain't gonna lie. A lady was like, "Oh, you a real man." Bitch, I looked at that hoe. I felt like she called me out my name. Bitch, don't call me no real man. I don't want to be labeled that shit. I do not want that shit at all. Do not call me a real man. I'm just me. She said, "Oh, you a real man. You look like a man. You look like the type of man that don't go 50-50. Bitch, I am the type of man that go 50-50. For sure. For sure. Oh, I can't respect a man that goes 50-50 with a woman. I don't give a fuck about that. That Jedi mind trick shit do not work over here. A real man would take care of a chick with 3-4 kids. And baby girl, I'm not a real man. I'm actually the complete opposite of what a real man is. I'm a man that does what the fuck I want to do. I don't do a thing for your validation. You feel me? So all that, a real man, you can have it. That Jedi mind trick never worked on me. That shit never worked on me, but I be countering that shit, bitch. Using all my mind power, like, bitch, you ain't finna get me, ho. You ain't finna get me with that okie doke.
Oh, for my non-American friends, I hope you guys understood what he was saying. I'll break it down for you very clearly. He's basically saying that the whole idea of being called a real man, that women have now classified, is all about catering to her and her BS. If you do everything I say, provide for me 100%. If you provide everything that I want, you're a real man. And he's saying, yeah, that Jedi mind trick isn't working on me. And it's true. And it's another thing I want to bring to the younger men in today's environment and the older men who still have this provider mentality to wake you up and make you realize that what women are shaming you to do is provide for them 100%. Give them everything they want. Bow down to her. Then you can be classified as a real man. And as an older man, I'm saying to you today, don't fall for that shit. Please don't ever make a woman think that you're not a real man if you don't fall for her. And I could end the video right here. But we're going to get a little bit more into it because I want to show you that this is a real thing that is occurring right now.
These women, they want a real man, but eyelashes fake, ass fake, lips fake, hair fake, face fake. 80% of their beauty can be wiped off by makeup wipes.
Hit that subscribe button, my friends. And of course, give me that thumbs up button. That like button is my friend. Actually, it's mine and yours, our friend. That like button. Thumbs up, please, as you listen to more and more of this content, because it's going to be a good one. But let's hear what a real man is by some of these women's standards.
Someone asked me what I was looking for in a boyfriend, and I didn't know how to say, I'm looking for someone who has such an interest in me and everything that makes me me that they want to physically crawl up inside me. Not literally like that, but I guess also like that. And learn every groove and crevice of my brain and what makes me who I am and have just such a yearning to know me. So instead I said funny.
Yeah, she's pretending like that's funny, but the psychological messages are there. Understand, gentlemen, when you're being manipulated, because women have a treasure trove of different ways to make you feel less than and make you feel guilty for not being the man that she wants you to be.
This comment right here.
And what about that comment?
I really don't think that he's speaking for all men.
Of course, there are always exceptions, but they are most certainly speaking for the vast majority of men.
Because I know that there will be somebody that steps up one day to be some sort of father figure for my child.
It's very possible. However, do bear in mind that women with children are not at the top of a man's dating priority list. They are, in fact, near the bottom.
It's also I'm very surprised that you felt comfortable actually typing this out and commenting on someone's video.
I'm actually surprised that one didn't already realize that most men actually felt that way.
It's just the wildest thing.
No, it's not. It's actually almost common sense.
And that's what I'm trying to bring to you.
I'm gonna say it, and you're not gonna like what I have to say. You're not gonna like it, man. You're not gonna like it. Where are the real men at? I'm sick of it. They don't make men like they used to. I'm gonna say it loud and proud, because tell me why men these days, they don't want to do an oil change. They don't know how to change a tire. They don't know how to do anything. If Google doesn't know, babe, they don't know. Tell me why my dad knows every single thing to do with his hands. I could ask my dad to literally build a bridge for me to get to the other side of the road. That man will do it within 1 hour. You ask a man this day and age, hey, can you tell me how to check my tire pressure? Yeah, let me Google that. What do you mean you have to Google it? What do you mean you have to Google it, man? What do you mean? You are a man. This is what you're built for, babe. This is what you're built for, and you don't even know how to check my tire pressure. Please. I'm sick of having men that don't know how to literally use their hands. I'm sick of it. Be a man.
There's another one. If you are not capable of taking care of every single one of my needs, and if you're not like my dad, who probably had a father in the household, and most men these days never had a father in the household that could actually teach them how to do these things from a young age. That's number one. Number two, most places these days have service centers. There's AAA. There's so many other services where men don't have to actually do these things on his own. So not having a man in the household, problem created by you women. And number two, the ease of everything. Getting services these days have really made a lot of men lazy. And unfortunately, this is the world we live in. So a lot of men just really don't put any effort into learning these things. Back in the day, man, you had to learn these basic rules of maintaining everything. That's just it. But the point is, she's looking for that real man like her dad. But here's the thing. For all of those women who complain about men who are like their dad, ask ourselves one simple question. If you want someone like your dad, and these men who are not like your dad are not real men, then I need to ask you, are you like my mom? Do you have the characteristics of my mom? Where I can expect a nice submissive woman that would bring me a plate every single day, make sure hot food's on the stove, house is clean. Tell me that. Because if that's not the case, STFU. Yes. Those of you who don't know what that means, Google it.
You say you want a strong masculine man, but do you actually know what that kind of man needs? Because love isn't what's earned his loyalty. Respect is. Respect to a man is not just words. It's your tone, your energy, the way you speak to him in front of people and behind closed doors. You can say, I love you 1,000,000 times, but if every time he talks to you, you roll your eyes, you correct him, you talk over him, or make him feel this big, you've already disrespected him. Men do not stay where they do not feel respected. They might tolerate it for a little while, but they'll detach quietly. And once they check out, emotionally, you can't fix that with affection or manipulation. He's already done. Respect looks like trusting his lead, not competing with it. It's listening when he speaks, even if you disagree. It's letting him be a man without trying to control how he moves. You don't have to bow down or lose your voice. That's not what I'm saying. But a feminine woman knows how to use her softness as strength. She knows how to speak life into her man, not ego. Because when a man feels respected, he thrives. He becomes more generous, protective, loving, and grounded. So before you complain that your man isn't leading, ask yourself this, ladies. Have you given him something worth leading? Really ask yourself that.
There we go. See, this is a woman who understands how men think. That's a real man. And I hate that term, by the way.
A real man does not need fixing. He needs a woman who makes his nervous system relax. Let that sink in, because the right woman doesn't demand that you change. She reminds you who you are when you finally feel safe. When a man feels truly loved by a woman that he trusts, something powerful happens. His brain releases oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone. It lowers your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone, slows his heart rate, and tells his body that you are safe now. That's why one gentle touch, one hug, or even her presence after a long day can feel like medicine, because it is. Her softness literally helps his body heal. Men carry the world on their shoulders, protecting, providing, enduring in the silence. They build walls so thick that even love has to knock pretty damn hard to get in. And the truth is, you could only hold on to that hard exterior for so long. At some point, even the strongest man needs a place to be able to breathe. That's why the right woman gives you peace, not chaos, not control, but peace. Once you feel that peace, you're never going to want to let it go.
Yes, ladies, this is what you need to learn. I'm always trying to correct the behavior of a woman who's constantly complaining she cannot get a man. You ladies have to start listening to what men want. We do not have to listen to what you want. We react to what you respond to, because we know what comes out of your mouth isn't necessarily what you want. We didn't make those rules. You did. You created that environment for men. Listen to that again. We do not listen to what you want. We respond to your behavior, because what comes out of your mouth isn't necessarily what you want. You hungry? No. Well, I'm getting something to eat. Okay. Food comes. Why didn't you get me something? Sounds familiar? And I can go through another 100 examples. What's wrong? Nothing. Okay. Man goes off, does his thing. I can't believe you didn't. You should have seen that I was depressed. You should have seen that I had something on my mind and stayed with me. You said there was nothing wrong. I could keep going, but this video would be way too long.
A real man is deadass one of the most... Being called a real man is deadass one of the most insulting things a woman could ever say to you. If you're being called a real man, there's like a 95% chance you're doing some sucker shit. You see, I noticed shorties only call a dude a real man if he's pandering, simping, or just doing something that greatly benefits her, usually at his own expense. When a man has standards, he's controlling. When a man doesn't want her acting ratchet, he's insecure. When a man is prioritizing his own well-being, he's narcissistic or egotistical. But when he's paying all her bills, he's a real man. When he's taking care of the 6 kids that she has with 7 different niggas, he's a real man. Y'all see how that works? As a fella, when you hear those words, real man, that is a time for you to stop, check, and really self-reflect on what you've been doing. You got to ask yourself, like, yo, am I being a sucker right now?
Young men are waking the hell up. They're waking up and realizing the manipulation is real. I'm really glad to see that the men are making these videos. I'm going to share it. All of you men in the manosphere, you share these videos, because all the young boys have to wake up and realize he's a real man when he stands his ground, when he has standards, when he does what's right without being taken advantage of.
Unpopular opinion, but fellas, y'all don't feel like the term a real man is an insult now? I know it can't be only me, bro, but every time I hear a woman say a real man, what? The shit that come after that is so asinine that it make it feel like it's a direct fucking attack to my masculinity.
No, he's right. Because the moment you say a real man, it's followed by the most obtuse rubber goose bullshit that a woman can put you through. A real man gonna pay for the date and put a deposit $200 down. A real man gonna pay for the fucking nails. I'm not trying to come off as like a red pill motherfucker, but at some point you gotta like wake up and realize like that shit is kind of crazy. I'm supposed to step up for somebody else's kids? No. Yo, he's right. Yeah, no. When I hear somebody being called a real man, I just know some goofy ass niggas getting taken advantage of.
Exactly. And does it work? Let's look at this gentleman here who has gone through 2 street interviews, and you tell me, what did he do wrong in his marriage?
Hey, y'all, come look at this. What's your age? 33. And are you single? Nah, married. How long have you been married? Since 2017. So being married 8 years, how do you keep a relationship together that long? Pay 100% of everything. So it's a man's job to be a provider. 100%. You ain't a man if you're not a provider. What gave you that mentality? Man, I've been had it since I was young. I mean, shoot, if you look at the granddaddies and everything, they was taking care of the bills, and guess what? They was with grandma for the longest. These dudes be in relationships in and out because they not paying 100% of everything. That's the reason why they in washing machine ass relationships.
2 hours later.
Have you ever proposed to a woman before?
Yes, I did.
And how did that turn out for you?
Newly divorced.
But how long was your marriage?
8 years.
What do you think caused your 8-year marriage to deteriorate?
You know, it's one of those crazy things, man. People can wake up and say, I don't want to do this. No matter what's built, no matter what legacies are in place, you know, it's one of those situations where you can't control people, right? I can't control you. I can't make you do something you don't want to do. So, you know what I mean?
But did you provide in your relationship?
First month, quit your job. I'm here, I'm taking care of this. So I ain't had to see a bill in 8 years, you know?
The amount of men that are broke, don't want to be providers, or spend their money to take a woman out to nice places, what do you want then? Do you even like women?
I'm really beginning to believe that the majority of women that make content such as this don't even like men. They just see them as objects that they can use for what they can get out of them, because that seems to be the only real reason that this type of content is being put up.
Maybe you should be dating men.
Really? If a person just wants to get on the internet to disparage men, just say so. It's a lot easier.
These types of guys are wondering what they're getting in return when they're getting her presents.
Well, whoop-de-doo. It seems like the value of the presence of some of these women that put out this type of content is definitely overvalued.
Men can afford their own dinner. They don't need to be there.
By their own logic, then, those women should be probably dating other women.
You don't understand. There can only be one princess.
By virtue of the fact that a person happens to be a woman does not automatically make them a princess. Princesses, for example, are usually traditionally courteous, cultured, magnanimous, a pleasure to be around, where a lot of these women definitely lack the necessary credentials to fall into that category.
Oh, Lady J always brings it home. Always. It's just that so much of this content is out there, constantly putting men down, telling men that they're not men simply because they don't want to pay for a woman's lifestyle is insane. And believe it or not, it does wear men down. And you get men who go one or two ways. Either their brains have been so saturated with these messages that literally they feel that if I don't do what the woman wants, especially if the women are beautiful that are saying this, I'm not going to get a woman, so I better do what they are asking me to do. Or on the other hand, they really start to despise women to the point where they find dating just revolting and they stay off the market. But what I'm hoping to do is to create more men like the guys that are making these videos who look at these women and look at these videos and say, you're out of your damn mind. That shit ain't happening. You either come on my program or there's nothing going to happen with you and I'll just find the next one. It's as simple as that.
Women love to tell men how to be men, right? And say, well, a real man would do this and a real man would do that, but you've never been a man. So how could you tell me what to do?
Yeah, how the fuck you know this? How?
Like me trying to tell somebody how to be a parent when I've never done that, you know? It's like you've never stepped a foot in these shoes. You could say what you would like from a man. You could say like what your requirements are to be your man, but you can't tell me what a real man would do. Yes, you may have men around you that have had an influence in your life, but in terms of like telling a man how to be a man, you can't do that.
Yeah, for some reason, women think that they know what men should be, that we should listen to that. No, we don't listen to a woman in that respect. Once again, we respond to what she does.
7 rules for a real man. Rule number 1, never beg a woman to love you. A man who begs loses respect. 2, never tolerate disrespect from a woman. Respect is always mutual. 3, never beg a woman to stay. Let her walk away. Number 4, never take a woman who left you for another man. She's fucking dead. 5, never fight with another man over a woman. Let him have it. Because real men walk away for something better. 6, never let a woman keep a male best friend. Number 7, never show weakness to a woman. A leader stays strong and steady. That's fucking good.
Straight to the freaking point. Straight to the point. I'm going to leave it there, my friends. Nice, short, and sweet today. You live by those rules and you will be successful in your life and you will be successful with women. Because that's what women want. Don't listen to what they say. They will listen to this man and they will not be able to object because most of that has to do with respect. She can't object to that. But on the other hand, she will try to disrespect you. So my friends, share this video with all the men that you know that really need to understand that this is how they have to live their life. Do not fall for the BS that's constantly being pumped at you, because we live in a society that really tries to denigrate men and keep men down. That's not who we are as men. Men are builders and leaders. We lead. That means we don't get someone else to tell us what to do. And I'm talking about a woman. Because in reality, my friend, she's looking for a leader. If you fail her tests of constantly pushing at you, then that relationship will come to an end. And never, for Christ's sake, do not tolerate disrespect. Hit that like button, my friends. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you tomorrow in the next video. So until then, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. See you soon. Cheers.